talking, well, one of the things Shah Wali Allah says is that at the moment of death, a lot of openings will happen. That's why martyrs, the Prophet ﷺ said, the only person that wants to come back to the world in order to die again and again is the martyr. Because of the experience of death, what happens at that moment. It's so incredible. So that is, Shah Wali Allah says all these openings will happen at that moment. Like you will see paradise and you will see angels and you will see these things. And that's why Man ahabba Allahu liqa'ahu. He said that he interpreted that to be at the moment of death. What Aisha radiallahu anha was talking about was kuluna nakrahul maut. In other words, it's a natural thing to dislike death. None of us, I mean, we're designed to avoid these things. Like courage is a very interesting thing because a courageous person will do things in which they can get killed, but they do it for there's a goal behind it. It's not nihilistic like a lot of the violence today. Today the violence is nihilistic. It has no real purpose. It's just to inflict pain on others, but you're not achieving any victories by it. And then it becomes nihilistic. Whereas the courageous one will know when it's proper to do that and when it's not. So everybody, that point is well taken. Because Rumi, and I don't know if he got this, he probably had read Raghib, but he was a great inspired poet. So when he's talking about this is not evolution, it's the fact that we were mineral, and then we became vegetable, and then we became animal. So those are the stages of creation, because your body comes from the earth, so that's the mineral phase. But then you go into the vegetative, which is the growth and nutrition. And then you go into the animal, which is sentience, feeling. And then you become human. It's a different type of creation. So he says, I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I was human. Why should I fear? When was I less by dying? Yet once more I shall die human, to soar with angels, blessed above. And when I sacrifice my angel soul, I shall become what no mind ever conceived. As a human, I will die once more, reborn. I will with the angel soar. And when I let my angel body go, I shall be more than mortal mind can know. So that is essentially saying the same thing. What did you ever lose by dying? And that was the point of Raghib at the end of the book, is that, you were a nutfa, and then Allah made you alaqa, and then you became mudgha, and then you became laham and idam, and each stage you were getting better. So you weren't losing anything by dying from the previous thing. And then you're made a human, and then you're going to die. So he's saying the verse is very clear that each stage was better than the previous stage. So death will be better. So I talked about that earlier, that the path of salvation, which is the majority of Muslims are on, is different from sanctification. So the path of sanctification involves a death here in this world, which is the death of the ego, and those are the kummal. The Prophet ﷺ said they're rare, those people, the kummal, and that's al-insan al-kamil. So he's completed in this world. And those are, obviously all the prophets have that maqam. But then there's the awliya that have that maqam, right? All believers, you should consider every believer a wali of Allah. But there's degrees of wilaya, just like there's degrees of wealth, degrees of intelligence, degrees of everything in the world. It's all degrees. So there's degrees of wilaya. And you don't know people's maqam. You don't know. You have to be very careful with people, even with non-Muslims. The Moroccans say don't have any, because Allah hides His awliya in His creation. And you don't know. Umar radiallahu anhu was beloved to God when he was an idolater in Mecca. Because that's not who Omar was. Allah knew who Omar was. So Allah doesn't change. Allah knew that Umar was a wali there and then. So you don't know where people are at. Everybody's evolving. We're all evolving.